Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
It's kind of a new culture that we're bringing to Fargo for the people to have a new type of experience.
The dirt is being moved and concrete poured. A unique business development is happening in South Fargo.
The people involved in this project say it's something this part of the country hasn't seen yet. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. And it's been in the works for about 3 years.
We're learning more about the new salon, day spa, restaurant, and retail area that will be at the corner of 32nd Avenue and 45th Street South. It'll be called Blue Water Creek. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop has an exclusive look at what it will look like and how it will impact the entire community.
Some work is going on right now here at the corner of 32nd Avenue and 45th Street in Fargo. But in a year, it will be completely different, according to the property owners. A one-of-a-kind experience for Fargo.
We wanted to give back to the Fargo-Moorhead community and give them what we see happening across the United States. Always bringing new cutting-edge things, but it's all about, you know, families and wellness.
This idea is based off of similar developments on the West Coast. This is an early visual of what the area will look like. Blue Water Creek will have Hair Success, The Cutting Edge, a new restaurant, event center, 13 retail boutiques, and an outdoor park area near the salon.
There's going to be like a little mini New York Central Park. That's kind of the theme we want.
The event center will be able to accommodate 400 people for weddings and other events. Cron says it is an idea that she and her sister feel families and friends will love.
Because we're all so busy, so we're trying to find a way that you can do it all in one stop.
It's a lot of unique individual businesses that cater to a lot of women, and it's a brand new section of Fargo, and it's one of the fastest growing areas. It is going to be a lot of fun.
In all, there will be about 16 businesses in the development, which Cron says has been the hardest part of this project because they want to get it right.
That's what's taken so long in this project. It's not just us. We're spearheading so many other people's businesses too.
She adds the new location and some of the shops were suggestions and ideas that came from customers. The project's design will combat the wind and include fire pits for the winter months, so the venue can be used year-round. In Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
Hair Success hopes to open its doors and have the project mainly completed by next fall. A Cutting Edge is aiming to open its new location by late spring or early summer, and we'll keep you updated on the other business ventures that will be coming into that area. So to see more of the plans or learn more details on the project, click on this story at valleynewslive.com.
We have a story of child neglect in the Northern Valley tonight. 27-year-old Anthony Mishler of Grand Forks is charged with felony child neglect. It stems from the alleged treatment of 3 children who were living with him. A police officer responded to a report that 3 kids who lived in a trailer at Columbia Heights Trailer Park smelled like pet urine. The officer reported there was garbage all over the place, human feces on the walls, window and carpet, and 3 cats urinating around the home.
We've established you can't specifically address this case, but are these type of cases something you see very often around the area?
Something extreme? No. We do see them on occasion, luckily not more often than we do.
Anthony Mishler is out of jail awaiting his next court appearance. If he's convicted, he faces a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. As for the 3 children, they've been turned over to social services.
This afternoon's rain is making it tough for those wanting to rake leaves and clean up yards. Let's find out from Hutch if it'll continue to be wet tonight. Hutch?
Yeah, it looks like definitely leaf rakers across the valley will really have a tough night because they're going to be soggy. Heavy rain throughout southeast North Dakota is just now making its way into the FM area. That line of showers extends all the way from near New Rockford down into central Minnesota. The heaviest bands extend between Fargo all the way out towards Ellendale. Speaking of out west near Dickey and LaMoure counties, we have some thunder and lightning taking place with the heavy downpours passing through their area. And showers after raining in Carrington now for over an hour are slowly slipping to the north. All of this will progress north and east tonight, and already radar estimates between 1 and 2 inches of rain has already fallen in southeast North Dakota. Your forecast shows showers and 40s tonight will slowly progress northeast. Your best chance of leaf raking activities are going to be from Roseau County through southern Beltrami County this evening if you're interested.
We are. Thank
right,
you very
you bet.
much.
Misleading mailers, that's what several people are saying after images of veterans showed up on mailers telling people to vote no on Measure 4, which would raise taxes on tobacco products.
Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker shows us it's not sitting well with the people the mailers are claiming to be protecting, the veterans.
Big Tobacco provided cigarettes to our rations, to our soldiers from World War II all the way up through Vietnam. Guess what? Those Vietnam veterans that were addicted in the field are now of age where they've got medical issues that are based on tobacco-related disease. And that's what this measure goes to help.
Veteran and supporter of Measure 4, David Johnson, says North Dakotans against a 400% tax increase hit a new low with one of their recent mailers against Measure 4.
The tobacco industry's used a picture of a veteran. Well, we're talking about North Dakota here, but the guy's cap says California on it.
It's like they're trying to jump on the bandwagon to try and show that they're supporting veterans, but they're just using them as a ploy.
That's how many of these veterans here feel. But what about the people who plan to vote against Measure 4?
Are there tactics that might be used that might be a little bit, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit edgy? Probably. But I mean, it's what needs to be done in order to support what you do.
Sports vape owner Darius Enders says he doesn't agree with the Vote No group using stock images of veterans on their flyers, but he does support their message.
Would this be edgy? Probably. I mean, I could find many things that say vote yes to Measure 4 that are edgy. I can find many things that vote no to Measure 4 that are edgy. It's the way that it works when you campaign.
It's a case of misleading the public. It's truth in advertising is not here. They've done everything to mislead, and it's not correct. And I hope the citizens of the state recognize with the amount of money that's being spent from out of state to tell us how to take care of our kids and the veterans is absolutely not the way to do business in this state.
Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
For a breakdown of Measure 4 and to read it in its entirety, go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
The Spirit Shop in Fargo is asking for your help identifying two people in surveillance pictures. Now, the man in the red hat there is wanted for terrorizing after an incident in the store early this morning. Police say he used a knife in a shoplifting attempt. In a Facebook post, store employees say, "We believe he is a Somali man in his late 20s or early 30s. He stands about 5 feet 10 inches tall and about 140 pounds. Fargo police say the suspects did not take anything from the store. Employees believe they are driving a dark blue four-door Nissan car with a driver rear taillight out and a left front tire that'll be flat. If you have any information, contact police."
A Grand Forks man is in jail after allegedly hitting another man in the head with a claw hammer. David Narlock faces an aggravated assault charge. Police responded to an apartment complex at 323 10th Avenue North last night. The victim told police that he was in a common basement area of the apartment complex when Narlock came in and told him he was too loud and hit him in the head with a hammer. Police say the victim had a large bleeding wound on the back of his head. Narlock is facing a felony charge that carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. A Moorhead Public School bus landed in a ditch along Highway 75 this morning after an SUV pulled out in front of it. Police say the bus was heading north and the SUV was stopped at the intersection of 28th Avenue when the driver of the SUV pulled out onto the highway. The bus driver swerved to try and avoid it, but ended up hitting the SUV on the driver's side. The driver of the SUV was taken away by ambulance. Moorhead police say she is expected to be okay. The school bus ended up in the ditch with significant damage. No children were on the bus at the time of the crash.
The highway that runs south of Bismarck-Mandan has been shut down indefinitely after protesters set up a roadblock. Highway 1806 is closed between a law enforcement checkpoint at Fort Rice and the intersection of Highway 24 and 1806. A highway patrol captain says protesters set up a new camp on private property. In addition, law enforcement were able to end an incident yesterday peacefully.
Officers were able to engage the individuals that were creating this roadblock. We visited with them, and eventually they removed the items from the roadway, but the ditches are still full of all those items that could easily be moved back into the roadway and blocked.
Officers say this road closure will remain as protesters continue establishing an illegal roadblock near the north encampment. And the highway patrol officer says that the protesters could reestablish the obstruction at any moment. And another Hollywood star is making an appearance tonight in support of the Dakota Access Pipeline protesters. A Facebook page opposing the pipeline says actor Mark Ruffalo will be speaking at 7:30 at the Prairie Knights Pavilion on the Standing Rock Reservation. Ruffalo recently spoke at a rally in Los Angeles protesting against man-made climate change and, in particular, the controversial Dakota Access Pipeline. Ruffalo is well known for his role as Bruce Banner, the Hulk, in the Avengers movies.
The Dilworth Police Department is adding another full-time officer, and it will be the first new officer position in more than 10 years. Police Chief Ty Sharp received approval from the City Council to start the process for hiring, with an anticipated start date of January 2017. The department currently has 6 full-time officers, including the chief, and they rely on several part-time officers to fill open shifts. Chief Sharp says the 7th full-time officer will bring relief to the schedule and add some much-needed double coverage during busier call times.
Your pooch could be in need of special care. Later on Valley News Live at 6, who's offering a service that includes an underwater treadmill.
Cloudy today and temperatures seasonable in the Fargo area. We hit 52 degrees. The heavy rain is on the doorstep and moving northeast. We'll have details on how long it'll take to get to your backyard coming up right after this.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.